Australia is 100 times scarier than you thought. In this country, there are secrets that seem to come straight out of a science fiction movie. The land of kangaroos and koalas goes far, far beyond what you imagine. Get ready to learn about each of them. Let's go. Number 18. Min Lights. In Queensland, the Boulia County Council warns visitors that they are in the land of the Min Lights, which can be seen at night along the roads. These lights are impressive, as they move quickly, change color, and can both approach and move away from observers before disappearing without a trace. Scientists present various theories to explain the enigma of the Min light. Some suggest they are natural phenomena similar to mirages, caused by light refraction. Others believe these luminous globes arise between layers of air with different temperatures. There are also less conventional explanations, such as luminous insects or phosphorescent gases that create this effect. However, all these explanations remain hypotheses, as science has not yet found a definitive answer. Number 17. Posidonia australis. In another corner of the country, in the crystal clear waters off the coast of Western Australia, researchers have discovered the world's largest plant, a vast underwater expanse of seagrass known as Posidonia australis. Recently, evolutionary biologists from the University of Western Australia studied the genetic diversity of these plants in Shark Bay. The goal was to analyze the genome of the seagrasses and use this information to help recover the most vulnerable species. Samples were collected from various parts of the bay, and upon analyzing 18,000 DNA markers, scientists found something surprising. All samples had the same genetic profile. This revealed that the vast underwater meadow, over 180 kilometers in length, is actually a single organism dated to more than 4,500 years old. It's impressive to imagine, but this immense underwater forest is actually a single plant that has cloned itself repeatedly. Moreover, this colony exhibits polyploidy, having twice the number of chromosomes compared to common plants, a result of hybridization, which allows the plant to receive 100% of the genome from each parent. Typically, plants with this characteristic are sterile and survive in extreme conditions, but occasionally manage to reproduce vegetatively. Number 16. Bigfoot. In Australia, one can also find a creature that vaguely resembles Bigfoot. The Yowie is a mythical being similar to a hairy human that walks on two legs. This being is the Australian version of Bigfoot and the Yeti. Scientists have divergent opinions about the real existence of the Yowie. Some describe it as a creature that lives in the depths of eastern Australia. Others, however, believe that if it were real, there would be more information about it, considering it a fearsome predator. Reports describe this ape-like creature as about 3.5 meters tall, with prominent eyebrows, deep-set eyes, and a frightening appearance. However, there is no concrete evidence of its existence, keeping the Yowie only as a figure of Australian folklore. Even so, sightings and reports of its tracks continue to emerge. In 2009, a farmer claimed that a Yowie attacked his property, killing dogs and other domestic animals. I have a question for you. Are you already subscribed to our channel? If not, take the opportunity now to subscribe and stay up to date with the greatest curiosities of our world. Now that you've done that, let's go. Number 15. Dinornis robustus. More than 60,000 years ago, an incredible predatory bird with a wingspan of over 3 meters lived in Australia. The bones of this giant bird were first discovered in Myers Cave in South Australia in 1956, but only recently have scientists been able to unravel the story of these fossils. This predator was officially called Dinornis robustus, but the mighty Gaffa eagle. Externally, it resembles the modern Philippine eagle or the harpy eagle of South America. Currently, this eagle would be the main predator, thanks to its large leg bones that indicate it hunted large prey, including kangaroos. The claws of the mighty Gaffa eagle could measure up to 30 centimeters in length, being strong enough to hold heavy prey. For example, an adult kangaroo weighs about 90 kilos and could easily be a victim of this hungry eagle. But why is such a powerful and formidable creature extinct? It is believed that the decrease in its prey was the cause, which fits into the logical chain of extinction. Number 14. Giant metal cylinder. In 2021, an expedition led by a paleontologist resulted in the discovery of 28 bones scattered among rocks, possibly shedding more light on the existence and disappearance of a 3-meter eagle. In a recent episode, a giant metal cylinder was found on Greenhead Beach in Western Australia, leaving investigators curious. Police warned the population to keep their distance, while speculations arose, including the possibility of it being part of an alien spacecraft. or the missing MH370 airplane. However, space experts and the police demystified the situation, stating that the object was probably a fuel tank from an Indian rocket launched in 2017. Number 13. Cave paintings. Another incident involved vandalism of rock paintings in Cunalda Cave in South Australia, with paragraphs separated for better readability. Vandals crossed barbed wire and dug under steel gates to graffiti over these valuable glacial artwork. These paintings, considered sacred by the Aborigines, were recognized as national heritage in 2014. The vandalism generated great efforts from authorities to protect the site, including the installation of surveillance cameras, but these measures were taken too late to prevent the damage. Number 12. Fusarium oxysporum. In addition, an interesting phenomenon was observed in 2019 when researchers in Western Australia discovered a fungus that attracts and incorporates gold particles. Fusarium oxysporum performs a unique chemical reaction, using superoxide to dissolve and deposit gold. This behavior may provide the fungus with evolutionary advantages, such as faster growth and larger size. Scientists believe these fungi may indicate the presence of gold deposits underground, potentially revitalizing the gold mining industry in Australia. Number 11. Tasmanian tiger. Tasmanian tiger, predatory marsupial that went extinct in the 1930s due to human action, had stripes on its back and a canine appearance, but was closer to kangaroos and koalas than to dogs. Known as the thylacine, its last official appearance in the wild occurred in 1936, and it was last recorded in captivity. Before the arrival of humans, this animal inhabited regions of Australia, as well as the islands of Tasmania and New Guinea. The thylacine was the largest known carnivorous marsupial until recently. One of the most notable characteristics of this animal was its jaw, capable of opening at a surprising angle of about 80 degrees. Additionally, it had a stomach that expanded when feeding, allowing the ingestion of large quantities of food at once. These adaptations gave the thylacine the reputation of being one of Australia's most peculiar and feared creatures. Despite being officially considered extinct, there are still sporadic reports in Australia of sightings of this animal. These claims have led to various expeditions and scientific studies, especially in Tasmania, in an attempt to verify the possible survival of the thylacine. Number 10. Mary River turtles. Meanwhile, in the waters of southeast Queensland in the Mary River lives a short-necked turtle. This freshwater turtle stands out for its unique physical and behavioral characteristics, which make it one of the most extraordinary reptiles in the world. The turtle is easily recognizable by its expressive eyes and a green mohawk, which is actually algae growing on its head due to the long time it spends submerged. Another surprising feature of this reptile is the tail of males, which can reach 2/3 of the length of their shell. The presence of algae on the head and shell provides excellent camouflage, helping the turtle hide from predators. In addition to its appearance, the Mary River turtle has a unique respiratory system that allows it to breathe through specialized glands located in the back of its body. Cloaca. This species, which diverged from other reptiles more than 40 million years ago, now faces several threats that put its survival at risk, including water pollution, illegal pet trade, and degradation of its natural habitat. Number 9. Yarrabubba Crater. In an isolated area in Western Australia, amid dry lands, lies the Yarrabubba Crater, where a meteorite fell long ago. Research shows that this crater is over 2 billion years old, and may mark the end of a major ice age. This is the oldest meteorite impact crater ever discovered on Earth. To discover the exact age of the crater, scientists studied minerals such as zircon and monazite, contain uranium, whose radioactive decay can be measured precisely. This process, despite seeming simple, required advanced technological examinations and modern equipment. The Yarrabubba crater is becoming increasingly shallow and may disappear over time. Before, it was 70 kilometers in diameter, but now it's just a small red hill in the center, called Barlongi Hill. This discovery is important because the meteorite impact caused major climate changes that influenced the development of Earth and all life forms. If the meteorite hadn't fallen, possible that Earth would still be in a deep ice age, without experiencing global warming. Number 8. Megascolossidae. This is the giant earthworm. This worm, from the Megascolossidae family, was first discovered in Gippsland in the state of Victoria in 1878. Railway workers found the worm and initially thought it was a huge snake. These workers were surprised to find this creature, which looked like a giant serpent. Not knowing what to do, they sent the worm to Melbourne University, where specialists studied it and documented it in Australian zoological literature. This worm lives in the Bass River region and can measure between 0.8 and 3 meters, appearing frightening, but despite its size, it is harmless to humans. In addition to its size, it also stands out for the strange bubbling sounds it makes. The Australian giant worm lives underground, coming out only during heavy rains that flood its home. They are hermaphrodites and can live for 10 to 12 years. Reproduction is slow, with each worm producing only one egg cocoon per year. When born, the worms are about 30 centimeters long and grow 15 to 20 centimeters per year. Unfortunately, intensive agriculture and the use of chemicals have greatly reduced its habitat, which is now restricted to about 400 square kilometers in southern Australia. Environmentalists call for soil care to protect this precious species and prevent it from becoming another example of extinction. Number 7. Spider fossil. In addition to worms, another impressive discovery was made: a spider fossil the size of a human hand, which could terrify any arachnophobic. This particular specimen, named Megamonodontium mccluskii in honor of Dr. Simon McCluskey who found it, is only the 4th fossilized spider discovered in Australia and the first of its kind. Dated to approximately 11 to 16 million years ago, from the Miocene period, it is the 2nd largest spider fossil in the world, with dimensions far superior to modern spiders, whose body is about 2.5 centimeters in diameter, with legs 5 centimeters long. The presence of this type of spider in the fossil record reveals much about Australia's ancient climate, which was covered by dense tropical forests 15 million years ago. However, severe droughts during and after the Miocene transformed these forests into desert, resulting in the extinction of these giant spiders. Currently, their descendants are much smaller and found only in places like Indonesia, Singapore, and Papua New Guinea. Number 6. Diprotodon. During most of the Pleistocene, Australia was home to a gigantic creature called the Diprotodon. This ancient marsupial could reach up to 2 meters in height and weigh more than 2.5 tons. It's hard to imagine such a large marsupial, but fossils show that Australia was home to extraordinary animals like the Diprotodon. They were about 200 times larger than their modern relatives, such as wombats and koalas. Although they were peaceful herbivores, the Diprotodon's great need for food could have affected the environment. Each of them needed about 150 kilos of leaves and shrubs per day, almost 100 times the amount of food of an adult human. These giants lived in groups near water sources and avoided hills, as they moved slowly, becoming easy targets for predators. Today, the Diprotodon is extinct, with only its bones left to tell its story. Number 5. Platypus. Another inhabitant of the riverbanks in eastern Australia is the platypus. When the first Europeans encountered it, they thought it was a hoax. Platypus is unique, combining features of several animals. They reproduce quickly, laying eggs that hatch in just 10 days. The most notable characteristic of this mammal is its duck-like bill, which is extremely sensitive to touch. While feeding in water, the platypus can detect electrical signals from its prey thanks to special receptors in its body. Unlike other mammals, it doesn't have a stomach, using horny jaws to grind food, which passes through specific digestive structures. Another interesting fact is that platypuses are venomous mammals. Males have spurs on their hind legs that produce a complex venom, potent enough to kill small animals. Although the venom is not fatal to humans, it can cause intense pain and swelling, making it risky to try to handle a platypus in the wild. Number 4. Thorny dragon. Another notable creature from Australia is the thorny dragon, also known as the thorny devil. It's a small lizard belonging to the Agamidae family, living in the arid sand deserts of western and central Australia. This reptile is recognized for its unique appearance, covered by an armor of spines that helps it survive in adverse conditions. Thorny devil collects rainwater and dew, channeling it through its skin to its mouth. The spines on this creature's head are unique because they contain bones. Unlike the others, the golden brown spots on its skin allow it to camouflage efficiently, and a curious swelling in its throat facilitates the collection, storage, and transport of water to its mouth. Thorny devil is a specialist in eating ants and poses no danger to humans. Number 3. Shark eggs. In 1989 and 2011, strange eggs were discovered in Australian waters, but only recently was their origin unraveled. These eggs, with T-shaped ridges, did not correspond to any known shark species, leaving scientists curious. Subsequent research revealed that they belonged to a new species of deep-water ghost shark, identified by its glowing eyes. It was a long journey for scientists to associate the eggs found with previous specimens, confirming the link between them. In 2011, a pregnant female shark was captured initially classified as a ghost shark. Comparing it with peculiar eggs stored in museums, researchers finally recognized it as a new species, called a Pristurus ovicorus. Number 2. Megalodon fossil. In 2018, a group of specialists was perplexed to find a fossilized tooth on a beach in Victoria. This tooth, measuring 7 centimeters, belonged to the legendary Megalodon, the largest shark that ever inhabited the seas. The discovery was monumental, considering that the tooth was twice as large as that of any other contemporary ocean creature. The Megalodon, about 9 meters long, had long populated maritime legends. During this expedition, scientists discovered 40 more fossilized teeth, making the discovery even more extraordinary. Number 1. New lizard species. In Australia, lizards are part of everyday life, but a new discovery has recently come to light. A curious amphibian resembling a lizard was identified as an inhabitant of the region about 247 million years ago. The first traces of this being were found by retired farmer Michael Michailidis in 1997 in New South Wales. While repairing a garden wall with a sandstone slab weighing more than a ton, farmer made an unusual discovery. As he cut through the outer layers of the stone, he found fossilized remains of a previously unknown creature. After unearthing the relic, Michael contacted the Australian Museum in Sydney to report his discovery, and later sent the fossil there. Specialists investigated the discovery and began studying the remains. It took more than 25 years for scientists to unravel the mystery behind the fossil. Fortunately, a second well-preserved and almost complete skeleton was found, allowing researchers to solve the ancient mystery. Paleontologists suggest that the amphibian was about 1.5 meters long, with an appearance resembling the modern Chinese giant salamander, especially in the head structure. However, this creature was significantly larger than its current descendants, as evidenced by the size of the ribs and contours of the soft tissues. It is believed that this aquatic predator lived in freshwater lakes and streams in Australia. The identified species was named Urina erpetans supinatus, which means sandy back-crawling in Latin. This amphibian belongs to the family of temnospondylus, known for surviving 2 of the 5 mass extinction events on Earth, including several volcanic eruptions that exterminated almost all dinosaurs on the planet. How about now learning about the most dangerous animals in Australia? I'm going to leave this video for you to watch now, so click here and go there. Well, that's it for now, curious one. Until next time.